So there is no question that one guy who has taken lots of heat coming into the end of last season, starting off this season, has been Kevin King. I think partly due to the fact that in the biggest stage and one of the biggest moments in the NFC Championship, he gets burned, and that clearly was one of the issues, one of the reasons the Packers ended up losing that game. So lots of people were, calling for Kevin King to not come back to this Packers team, and I honestly wasn't even sure if he was going to come back, but the Packers did then end up signing him back to this team coming into the 2021 season. And if you guys have yet to subscribe, you want to see more Packers content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel down below. So this morning, I was looking through some different stats on PFF for this Packers team, and one thing that shocked me, after this past game, Kevin King had a very, very high grade, I think a 91 grade by PFF in this last game, only playing in 20 snaps. But now if you take a look at the Packers cornerbacks, he is now the highest graded cornerback on the Packers, which actually shocked me this morning as I was looking at this information. So right now you can see they have Kevin King ranked at the 9th best linebacker or cornerback in the NFL. Chandon Sullivan, 73rd. Jaire, 12th. He, of course, hasn't played in a while. He has 20 less snaps than Kevin King, who has 239. Rasul Douglas they have as 80th. Eric Stokes as 66th. So the fact that so far this season, Kevin King has been playing at this level, honestly, a little bit shocking to me. He hasn't been great, honestly, the past few years. He still struggles with injuries. He's already missed 5 games so far this season. But if we take a look right here at his 5 games he has played this season, so the first 2 games, they gave him pretty bad grades, a 46.8 grade, 56.9 grade. Then these last 3 games, Week 5 versus Cincinnati, 76.2 grade, Week 9, 79.2, then Week 10, a 91.9 grade. And in that game versus the Seahawks, he didn't even play a majority of the snaps. The Packers had about 60 snaps on defense. Eric Stokes and Chandon Sullivan played about 60 each. Chandon Sullivan mainly in the slot, Eric Stokes outside. And then Rasul Douglas actually had more snaps than Kevin King. He had 40 snaps to Kevin King's 20 snaps. So right now it seems that the Packers, clearly see Eric Stokes as probably their top corner. Clearly also Chandon Sullivan keeping him out there a majority of the time. And they have been playing in this past game Rasul Douglas over Kevin King, basically at 2-1 when it comes to looking at snaps. But even though Kevin King may not be getting the playing time, in this past week versus the Seattle Seahawks, he performed at a very, very high level. And if we take a look at his stats, basically what he has allowed, the past 3 games that he's had where he's had very high grades. So in Week 5, he only allowed 3 receptions for 17 yards. Week 9, he only allowed 3 receptions for 21 yards. In Week 10, he only allowed, in this past game, 2 receptions for 10 yards versus the Seahawks. So it's great to see Kevin King playing at a much higher level, because that was, my question. Is he going to be better this season? I wasn't sure. Clearly, the Packers saw the cornerback position as somewhat of a weakness, because if you come in there in the first round and draft a cornerback, clearly probably means that maybe your cornerback room, needs a little bit of improvement. And so luckily the Packers have been able to, have Eric Stokes, who I think has played, really solid majority of this season. I think he's just getting better and better as time goes by, as he learns more, as he, figures things out in the NFL. But just to be able to have Kevin King playing at this level will definitely, be helpful for the Packers when Jaire does come back, because, they just have lots of different guys who I think can fill in and have the ability to fill in, which really just has made this Packers defense, as good as they are so far this season. Their ability to fill different guys in, even though we've been dealing with so many different injuries, and they keep coming. Yesterday came out Whitney Merciless is out for the season with a torn, I think, bicep is what they said. So the Packers still dealing with injuries, but luckily we've been able to get over those injuries with lots of different guys being able to come in here and play very well this season. So luckily Kevin King seems to be, trending up. Hopefully he continues this level of play for the Packers if they do, need to consistently use him in the future. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, drop a like on the video if you guys haven't already. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter, my Twitter is Luke_Beller, so feel free to follow me there. But thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.